Hello there guys. In this video, the intention originally was to be a 2-day trip from Lymm, where you saw me stop in the last video, up to Castlefield Basin at the start of the Rochdale Canal, and I was intending then to get up early the next morning and do the Rochdale Canal and onto the Ashton Canal to get onto the Peak Forest Canal. Well, that was the plan. But things don't always go to plan, do they? And I'll explain what happens at the end of the video. I'd like to say good morning, but I think it's actually good afternoon now. I actually left Lymm this morning around about 10 o'clock, and I didn't bring the camera out at the time. It was extremely windy, and although I got this new wind muff on the GoPro, I think it was too windy for that. I stopped here. I never had breakfast this morning. I wasn't hungry, so I just stopped and had sort of a brunch. Well, I say brunch, all I had was toast actually, and a cup of tea. Now I'm going to carry on. I'm not quite sure how far. I'm a little bit iffy on moorings, where to stop. A couple of boats have gone past me, so I might look to see where they stop and try and stop in a similar place. Hopefully they know the better areas rather than I, because I'm getting very close now to Manchester. Sell, then Manchester, and I don't know if there's some good areas, bad areas, or if it's all good areas or all bad areas. I really don't know, so I'm not trying to put anything onto it. I'm not trying to say it's horrible, because I don't know. But you have to be a bit careful these days where you're more up at nights, so I'm gonna look for other boats and more wherever they are. I just stopped here, as I say. I picked some blackberries, first blackberries I picked this year. Besides the odd one picking walking by, I just picked a little pot full, so I might make a blackberry and apple crumble later. That sounds good to me. Anyway, now it's time to carry on. So here goes. Sounds like I've picked up something around the prop. I better check that out. It's become very industrialised here now. All sorts of things going on. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you a few moments ago, there was something around the prop obviously, and I managed to clear it quite easily by a quick forward reverse, and it seems to have cleared, so I'm good to go again. Some of the older warehouses along here now have been converted into apartments or flats or whatever you want to call them. You see the old loading wharf there, the indent into the canal side. I don't know for sure. I'm guessing that tower was once an engine house or something. that these two buildings here were built in this shape to look like a bow of a ship. I guess they do in a way. That on the side of the bank, where on some of the stones, there were distance markers from the rowing club, and they went up to 1,500 metres. Sail Cruising Club, underneath the arches here. And this was probably only about 1/3 of this dead straight piece of canal. So I'm guessing this dead straight is probably 2 miles long or more. This bridge has sort of caught my attention. It's a little bit different. Number one, it seems to have a building built into it. And it's got the crane, of course, with the stop planks. And you can see the stop plank slots just there, right all the railings there. And it's quite a nice bridge. Look. We're just approaching a pub here, which I know is quite well known by various boaters. It's the King's Ransom. We're not stopping. Unfortunately, I don't think it's my type of pub really. It's more of an eatery than a pub. Might not be, I might be wrong. Can't moor alongside. Afternoon. Right. Yeah. You're going to be on YouTube, okay? Yeah, might be modern, but it's made to look the part, isn't it? It's an old wharf building with a fake crane up there. You have the bridge in here now. Another large pub. This is Watch House Cruising Club here, and I think I'm going to moor up just past them. I can see a rather nice looking mooring spot, so I think that's going to do me for tonight. By the way, it says on here, visitors welcome. Well, I moored up here about 2 hours ago now, by the cruising club here, between Sale and Stretford, I believe, just this side of Manchester. I went onto my emails, checked my emails out, like I do, to find out that the Peak Forest Canal is closed, where I was heading, and it's going to be closed for weeks. There's a failure, a structure failure on one of the swing bridges, and they're saying it's going to be closed for weeks. And that's the direction I was heading. I'm just going to add in here also, which I forgot to say at the time, I did consider going up the Rochdale Canal or going up the Leeds and Liverpool Canal across the Pennines. But both of those had lock stoppages on as well at the time of recording. So those options also at the point in time were out the window. So I'm going to go and find the winding hole now, turn round and head back down the Bridgewater canal. Never rains where it pours, does it? The network is falling apart. So yeah, I'm going to go and wind now, and I'll catch you all somewhere. I'm going back over stuff now. I've already filmed just a couple of days ago, so I won't be filming probably for probably a week now. But I'll catch you then. See you all for now. Bye. Well, that actually doesn't end up being the last I record on the Bridgewater Canal. I made the decision to leg it back down the canal quite quickly, so I wouldn't use up my 7 days. And I actually turned the boat around that afternoon. When I say afternoon, it was like 4:30 in the afternoon. And I got all the way back to Lymm before I actually stopped. So I did one hell of a trip that day from Lymm all the way up to Sale and past and back to Lymm again. And I carry on anyway back down the Bridgewater Canal the next day, and I take the Runcorn. I'm going to call it the Runcorn branch. I'm not quite sure if that's what it's called, but anyway, I go down to Runcorn. So that you have to look forward to in the next video, the trip from where I pointed it out in the last video, where they went down to Runcorn. That stretch of the canal, I think it's about 5.5 or 6 miles of canal that we do. And I also take a little walk around Runcorn as well, which will be in yet another video. Well, of course, a big thank you goes out to all your subscribers, Patreon, PayPal, super thanks, everybody for watching. And don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe and hit that old bell notification button and the all options button. That way, YouTube will inform you every time I upload a new video. Well, that just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.